Hi, all you SPMEs out there. Today's question has 3 answers, and you're going to want to stick around because the third answer is a secret that will save you a lot of paperwork if you do plan to publish on Kobo. So the question that was sent in to me today was how to self-publish on Kobo. Now this is an excellent question because we've seen many different platforms for which you can choose to publish on, and knowing maybe Kobo's the right one for you, maybe better than Amazon or maybe equally as good, or maybe you want to publish on Kobo in addition to some of the other places that you've been publishing your books, and you're wondering how exactly do you go about doing this. By the end of this video, you're going to know what Kobo is. You're going to have the information to get started publishing there, and you're going to feel great knowing you're not going to be buried in a pile of paperwork. So let's get into it. This is Chris Baird from selfpublishingmadeeasynow.com, where self-publishing doesn't have to be so hard. Click the subscribe button if you'd like for me to make more videos like this one, and check out below in the description and you can grab my absolutely free self-publishing checklist to get started right away on your self-publishing journey, or to make sure you're not skipping any of the important steps when it comes to publishing. Now, how to self-publish on Kobo? Let me start a little bit with my story, piles of paperwork. Well, when I first got started publishing, I realized that I had started on Kindle, which was fantastic. I started seeing sales coming in, but then other people mentioned, well, wait, you should have a paperback version. Okay, so I did KDP print or KDSpy at the time. And then what about the audio version? Then I was able to use my Kindle version to get the audio version of the books out. And then after that, it was, wait a second, there's a whole pile of different ones, from Apple Books to, if we wanted Kobo, for example, to just a whole series of networks like Barnes & Nobles that we wish to put our books out on. But there comes in the challenge, and the challenge is each of these requires you to put the book into the correct format. You have to register all of your tax information with each of these companies. You have to make sure the formatting is exactly right. You have to check it in, and then comes when the receipts start to come in. That is when you start to make sales. All of the different regions will send different receipts, usually for many of these books, where you suddenly will have to keep track of which one came from which one, and your bank account will start seeing all of these receipts coming in and this money coming in, which is great on the one side, but on the other side, it creates a huge burden when it comes to spending so much time working your bookkeeping as opposed to actually writing and putting out more books. So what came to me was that I was listening to a podcast, and the person who does Smashwords introduced themselves and pointed out that you could get your books published on Kobo just going through Smashwords, in order to where they would distribute to Smashwords and a bunch of other networks, and then you would just get your pay through Smashwords, a single line, as opposed to having to go to all of these sites. In addition, you don't have to format and upload your book to all of these sites. You can just go to Smashwords and they distribute your book right on through, assuming it's in the right format. Now I use Jutoh to do the formatting, which you can find below in the description, my affiliate link for Jutoh. It's by far the best piece of software on the market in order to make sure your books are looking perfect right from the start. So that's the one that I went with, and I found that worked out really, really well, putting all of the books right on through Smashwords. Even to this day, we continue getting the books out onto Smashwords in order to get it onto Kobo. And the end result was I was simply getting a single thing, and it made my life so much easier. So how to self-publish on Kobo? Well, the answer is, just before we get started with that, as I told you, Kobo is an anagram of the word book. It's a Canadian company that is underneath a Japanese company that sells ebooks and audiobooks. Though generally, we always do want to go with the top sellers of books or audiobooks. So ACX Audible would be for the audiobook portion. And for our ebooks, we definitely want to make sure we have a Kindle book on the market. So that should be said before we even open the door to Kobo. You need to make sure that wherever the most readers are and most sales can be made, then we're going to have it there, okay? And that's not to say that Kobo isn't going to make you sales. It just probably isn't going to make you as much money as Amazon would be. But I do not suggest just going with Amazon. You should publish broadly. And so the answer is you can go directly with them, but you do not want to be uploading individual books. And that's why you're going to go with Smashwords instead. You're going to put your books on Smashwords. You get an ebook, EPUB using Jutoh right onto their platform. And then they will do a quick check. They'll do a secondary check, and off it goes, off to Kobo and a pile of other sites. They give you a great revenue return on the royalties. They take very little of that money, and they're on the most number of sites. You could also try Draft to Digital, but I recommend, and I've tested, Smashwords is the better option for me. Maybe you might have a different one. I'd love to hear in the comments. But Smashwords is the one that I found works best for my books. And that brings us to today's secret answer of the day. Our third answer, it's that if you try to distribute your books on every possible channel, you will waste a lot of time on bookkeeping and also in terms of formatting and the uploading process of your books, as opposed to actually creating the books. And you do not want to waste all of your time doing that portion of the work. And so save yourself a lot of time and just simply put it through Smashwords, and you will not face this problem. So how to self-publish on Kobo? What have you found? Have you preferred putting it directly on Kobo? Go ahead and type yes below in the comments, and if not, type no below in the comments. That also tells me that you actually find this video of value. Just yes in the comments or no in the comments if you have published a book on Kobo. I would love to hear. And check up above me here for more video answers to your self-publishing questions. Thanks.